Hey there, it's Anna K. Morris with We Play Everywhere. And a quick video. It's been a really long time, I feel like, since I've made one of these. It's been, if you have followed anything that I've been doing, a bit of a roller coaster. I moved with my family. Derek and Barney and I all moved to England last week. So it is Monday, April 18th. I'm shooting my first video here in England. We're in Leeds, to be exact. It's 3 hours north of London. It's very, very far from Houston, our previous home, and it's also quite far from New York City, which is where I um, still consider my home in a lot of ways too. So it's awesome, and it's sad, and it's exciting, and it's all these different things. And we got here on Thursday evening. It was a long trip. We not only did we move here for 6 months, we also sold our house and put everything in storage, and then packed what we would need for 6 months into two suitcases and one carry-on. So that was an adventure too. And what I wanted to shoot a video about today is to share a little bit about how I've been trying to get my feet on the ground and get grounded in some of the practices that I have been using to not go crazy. So now I'm not going to lie, it's been really emotional. We have our ups and our downs. We're really excited. And then, our moving out of the house on Wednesday was also really sad. And I never know when I'm going to do this. So I didn't expect to do this on the video. I was going to write it about routines, and I still will. But I think a huge practice, and something that I want to leave you with after watching this video, is that part of what works in any moment of change is to let yourself feel how you're feeling. So when I randomly cry like this, like, I don't stop myself. I try to let myself feel what I'm feeling as long as I need to. And that's really uncomfortable, and it can be really hard, but it's also really valuable. And I find in my life that if I don't let myself feel those feelings when they're coming up and I suppress them, they come out in really nasty ways later. Sorry, usually at the people that I love the most. So it's been really helpful for me to just give myself the space that I need to feel what I'm feeling. So that's the first tip in going through any time of enormous change. So I really want to share some tips about how to deal with change. And the biggest thing about change, and my mother told me this, and it was so helpful when I left New York, and I never thought that I would. I lived there for almost 12 years, and it was a really hard decision for me to make, and it was an even harder um, change for me to make, is because I wanted to, and I was ready to, and it was all um, the right thing to do for me personally. But it was also really hard. And my mom said this: just because it's positive and just because you want it doesn't mean it isn't hard. Change is change is change. And that is incredibly difficult, no matter if it's negative change or positive change. So that's been a huge cornerstone of everything that has gone on in my life, is that, like, even if it's positive, it's still change and it's uncomfortable, and I need to give myself permission to like have the highs and have the lows, because I think a lot of times I don't expect I should have any lows because it's what I wanted, um, and yet I do. So giving myself permission to, like, ride that roller coaster and not make it wrong when I feel like crying, or when I'm really sad and miss my friends and my normal things that I had at home, um, is incredibly, incredibly helpful. So that's one thing, and then I'll wrap it up because I don't want to take too much of your time. Um, The fastest way for me to be able to deal with change, and I hope that this will make a difference for you as well, is to get a routine. So for myself, I've always had a routine of writing for 30 minutes every single morning before I get out of bed. Well, that doesn't work as well where I'm at because we're living in a hotel temporarily. We don't know how long, and I would miss out on having breakfast with Derek if I did that. And it's really important for me to feel connected with him since we are all each other has right now. We don't have a huge community or friends or family here yet. So that routine has had to shift a little bit. So getting that routine of like having breakfast together. Today is Monday. We did it for the first time today where we got up, went downstairs, had breakfast together, and then I came back upstairs and journaled. That was incredibly powerful. So not only just establishing a routine, but also connection with another, if possible, is really helpful. The next thing after journaling that I've done, whatever city I've lived in, is to get out and do some kind of physical activity. So for me, the first thing that I like to do outside is to walk Barney, which is really awesome because Barney likes it too. He's over there snoozing right now. Um, and that's a great way to see a new city or wherever you are, explore a city that you already are in, is just to get out there and be on a walk, even if it's to go get coffee, like get out there and get some fresh air. So that's another routine that really makes a difference for me. As I teach yoga, and the next thing that I do after that is I practice. And I've noticed that it's really easy for me to go to a class because I like for people to hold space for me, and it's a lot harder for me to hold space for myself. But right now, I am amping up my home practice. So I practiced in the hotel room after that this morning. So that's just kind of to set things in motion and to lay a foundation. A couple of other tips that I think are so helpful in times of change is to keep with your health routine. So I, for instance, have taken supplements for, I don't know, the last 9 years. But over the last couple of years, I kind of fell off the wagon and I was like, I don't really think it matters. But when we were going through this massive change of selling our house and moving to England, I started taking my vitamins again because I know that that's something, no matter what I'm eating, will help to ground me because my diet's changing dramatically right now because we don't have a kitchen. So I'm having to like figure out how to do this and still get vegetables even when it may not be in food form. So I would highly recommend when you're going through this massive change or any kind of change in your life, to keep situated on some kind of health routine, whether it's that you're going to drink 60 ounces of water a day, or that you take calcium or whatever it is. Like, don't let those pieces of the puzzle go by the wayside because that's really easy. And one of the things that I knew where everything was were all of our vitamins. Like, where can we go and just like get grounded and get those supplements in so that no matter how we're eating or what's going on or what our sleep patterns are like, we at least have that foundation. Um, Three more things, and then I'm out of here, is to make sure that you stay in contact with family and friends. Now, if you're going on a big vacation or you want to unplug or you're going through this big transition, you may not want a lot of contact, but I do find that a little connection with some friends and family through a big change makes a huge difference. It can be really isolating if you are only with yourself or with a significant other. That's a lot to handle all by yourself or to put on one other person. So just to have another person to kind of be a sounding board and to talk to you when times get tough is enormously helpful. And the last two things is to pack clothes and things that you love. Like, we packed a couple of candles that we would always burn in our bath in the evening, and lotion, to put on afterwards. And also, like, this is one of my favorite sweaters. This is one of my favorite necklaces. I have on my favorite jeans and my boots right now. So packing the things that I love that make me feel like home is also really important in this time of change. And I kind of touched on the last one, which is fragrance. So I shared about the candle and body lotion that I packed. But the other thing is to pack like something that smells or reminds you of home or a person you love. I know for me, it's really nice to have um, I don't know. Whenever I smell Chanel Number Five, I think of my mom. So that's a really nice scent to even just get like a trial size of it, so that you can remember, the things that ground you. I think that that makes a huge difference. So I hope that this helps. I'm going to be making videos again and returning back to writing. There's a new website, Anna K. Morris, that is more about me and how we play everywhere in life. So I'm kind of transitioning that, and I hope that you will be back again soon for another video. Bye. Thanks for watching.